Everyday Superpower, where we talk body language, game, relationships, human dynamics, and everything in between. Today, I'm going to talk about something which is incredibly important and really goes across all boards. So, I'm going to speak on it generally because it tends to be the best way to approach things. I'm going to speak on it in regards to you not doing this with women, but don't do it with men either. Quite simple. Don't ever argue with a woman. Don't ever argue with a man. Don't think you can debate a point and change the other person's mind. It's not gonna happen. It's the worst decision you can do, and a lot of men do it because even though, let's say you are right, let's say they are right, you're not gonna take a hammer and knock your side into the other person's head when they are in disagreement. Their ego is not going to allow it. Even if they know they are wrong, they're going to continue to fall back on it to save face. And let's say they do accept you are right, you're not going to be making any friends. They're not going to respect you for it. They're going to stay away from you. They're going to think you're a complete and total nuisance, for lack of better term. As a man, you should not be arguing with a woman. It's pointless, and you're entering her realm, one of emotional volatility. And if anything, she'll find it quite appealing and exciting that you have found yourself in her space, a very feminine space. You know, men should keep themselves centered, and there's nothing wrong with expressing your differences and say, I don't think that's the right way to do it, or we have to do it this way, and so forth, depending on where you are and who you're speaking to, and so forth. But to be within your emotion and to go out of your way to debate anyone, the only way a debate really is going to work is if it's being broadcasted, if it's some degree of media where you can use your argument to influence third parties, not the person ahead of you, because they're just going to despise you. They've come towards you and they are going head to head with you because they believe in what they believe in. It's not like a open discussion where you're discussing theories and, trying to come to a conclusion. They literally believe in one thing and you believe in the other. So politics, if you had to go on a date with someone and she doesn't necessarily share your political views, which more than likely is the case because you've got a different perspective first and foremost, there's one is man and one is woman, but you're driven by separate hormones which value separate, societal and let's just call it societal perspectives and differences. No doubt you're going to have differences in your perspective. And as she expresses herself, which is fine, because this will happen, and I speak personally, right? Because we are here to learn about people, and it's only a matter of time when we are so invested in someone that we're going to come across particular viewpoints and ideas that we don't necessarily agree with. Now, I would like to say that people don't tend to do this, but I do know that men do. Because I've seen it time and time again, if not to other men, definitely to women, because they feel like, I don't know, they feel like they can walk all over them verbally because it's a woman. And that just shows weakness in the man, in my personal opinion, because you're taking that aspect of yourself that could just allow things to be and differences to be and be in control of the situation through that means. You actually try to take control of the situation in the worst way possible by giving control to the woman, because you're entering her realm, one of verbal, one of gossip and chat and argumentative approach to speaking. It's not constructive whatsoever. You will prove somebody wrong through action and results. Reality. Things they can't argue against. When it is but words, it just comes with fluff. This is why this is a body language channel first and foremost, because you can't deny the non-verbal reality. But when it comes to actual speech, it's just conjured from the conscious of your brain. You can make it up right now. I can tell you right now that I am Superman. Do you believe me? You can or can't. But what if I sat there trying to tell you desperately, yes, I am Superman, I swear to you, even though it's not the case? You're just going to feel exhausted and bored of me, and just probably going to end up going, yeah, you are, okay. And I'm going to think, yes, I've won. You've turned conversation and communication into a battle. And not a battle that is so discreet and you're sort of persuasive in your ways and getting what you want. What you're doing is just becoming combative, if that's the right word, and you are creating a division between you and that person you are actually trying to get along with in this insecure display of what you considered knowledge and intellect and the right answer, the right thing to think, the right political value, the right perspective. It's backwards, and it does not work like that. If you're going to turn a woman off, argue with her. Go on a date and argue with her. She's not going to respect you. She's going to look at you like a woman. She's going to think, bloody hell, we leave this to, all the cat fights I got going on. No man sits around there arguing. We talk about answers. We talk about resolutions and results. And if that person don't want to hear it, it doesn't make a difference to us. If we know the answer, we just go on forward and action it regardless. We live our truth. We're not going around trying to prove people different. It doesn't work like that. Preachers, religious preachers on the street, do you think it's better for somebody to indirectly come across their own understanding and realization of a higher power, or do you think you need someone shouting at you that this is the way to go, you have to do it? It's repulsive. People do not respond to that. People put up a brick wall by that because they don't want to be told. They want to work it out themselves. It's a bias. So that's some game. It shouldn't even be game, but I know men do this. If someone's right, or they perceive right as the least of it, and they just try to prove someone wrong, what you're doing is not proving yourself right. You're trying to imply and making them feel that they're stupid. And you never, ever, ever insult anybody's intellect, because they have lived with that understanding and knowledge. And they've had the same years you had whilst they had their years, if not more years. And you're trying to make them feel stupid in regards to their own life experiences. You're gonna create a horrible enemy in doing so. That's game. Don't do that to women. Don't ever try to argue with a woman. You could be 5 years down the line. Don't do it. Simmer down. Don't get sucked into the whirlpool. Easier said than done at times. Yes, definitely. But that's just the way it is. I'm uploading each and every day, so click like and subscribe. Down in the comment section you got the playlist of body language, which is mine. It's a YouTube playlist. It's free to listen to. Over 200 videos of how you can read someone through their own subconscious behaviour. Second to that is the Patreon. Attraction body language, repulsion body language. I break it down. I show it to you in footage of real dates. And you take that to the real world. And you never forget that information. It's game. Nobody else will teach you. Assured. I'm signing out.